I used to wish my bee smoker worked better. I wondered if it was the fuel, the way I was lighting it, the smoker itself. Like, do I need this kind, or do I need this kind? Is there a difference? I even thought about buying this contraption, which is still not out of the question. I would still like to try this. I was tired of my smoker failing me at the most critical moments, and I knew there had to be a better way. There was something that I wasn't quite understanding about the smoker. Spoiler alert, there was a better way, and I did find it. After a long day of beekeeping, I came home and started taking my mind off it by watching beekeeping YouTube videos. Although the man I was watching didn't bring any attention to it, I saw him do something that forever changed how I used my smoker. If you're like me, you've been taught that to have your smoker work best, you need to use tinder, kindling, and then a main source of fuel to keep the smoke going. You've also been told to put grass in the top to keep the smoke cool and filter out the embers and ashes. None of this advice is wrong, and chances are it works fine for you, but for me, it just wasn't satisfactory. My smoke was too hot, too thin, didn't last long enough, etc. At this point, the fuel I was using was sawdust, and I would light it with cotton, birch bark, and a match. Relighting this when it went out was a huge pain and often resulted in very angry bees because I had to leave the hive open while I left to relight my smoker. Not ideal at all. So I set out to experiment and find out how to make the perfect smoker experience. First, I thought that my fuel must be wrong. I'd seen other beekeepers using cardboard, and that worked a little better because it was easier to light and stay lit. Unfortunately, when I tested it on my arm, it felt way too hot, so that for me is a no. Next, I tried burlap. I had used this before, and it is my preferred fuel, but I already knew the problem I would encounter. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but the burlap doesn't last long enough for me. The smoke is nice and cool and reasonably thick, but it goes out too easily. Finally, I did try those commercially available smoker pellets. They smelled nice, but they also went out too quickly considering how much they cost. While I was trying these methods, my smoker actually did go out during a hive inspection, and I was able to relight it quickly enough. I still hadn't gotten the materials required to use the method that I was actually excited about though, but soon I would. My next hive visit, my smoker went out when I needed it most, and unlike the last one, I wasn't able to get it lit quickly. I ended up taking a bunch of stings on the arms and legs, and I felt like giving up and just buying an Apisolus smoker device. It wasn't that I was incapable of using the regular smoker, it was that I was so sick of the constant tug of war with it. There just had to be a better way. Then, a friend gave me a bag of wood shavings. It was longer strips than sawdust, and when I combined that with the other method that I'm suggesting, it solved all my problems. By the way, if you like and subscribe to this video, it really teaches the algorithm who likes my content, and if you've made it this far, that's you. A propane torch, by the way. That's the solution. It seems so obvious now, but a propane torch has always been the solution. After filling my smoker with wood shavings and taking a propane torch to the lower side of the smoker, I get the perfect cool smoke that I had been trying to get. I can do it within seconds too, and if for any reason it goes out, I can relight it in seconds, right at the hive. This is the solution you've been looking for. Stop babying your smoker and take a propane torch to the side of it. It is well worth it. You know what else is well worth it? Checking out these other videos. Thanks for watching.